guys, it's Josh, Backroom Crew time again. Today we're going to the video game heaven out here in glorious downtown Norfolk, otherwise known as Get. So let's go inside and have a conversation with Nick and find out a little bit about this great local business. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the esteemed privilege today to sit down with Nick of Video Game Heaven and get a chance to ask him a few questions about his wonderful organization that he has going on here. Now, Nick, just real briefly, I want to ask you several questions. Obviously, that's why we're here today.
Okay. So it's sort of like an interrogation?
A little bit.
All right,
a little
cool.
bit.
Should I focus on you or on them or?
However you want to focus.
Okay, cool. You guys are not IRL, so I'm going to be focusing on him.
That's fine.
Okay, cool.
Now, I'm curious because I remember seeing Video Game Heaven when I was little in like the FX building.
Yep.
And all that other stuff. Can you give us like a brief rundown of the history of Video Game Heaven?
We have such a long history. It's always hard to like condense it. But we started in 1994 officially. Before that, the original owner, Tammy Leary, sold video games out of boxes and like some of the newspaper classifieds and things like that, and she started making so much money doing it, she started like doing trade-ins with people in the flea markets. Finally, she applied for a business license in 94. We became Video Game Heaven Incorporated. After we outgrew our small area in the flea market, we opened up a store in Chesapeake, which just celebrated its 15th anniversary. So Chesapeake's doing really well. I came on board in 2012 as the Chief Operations Officer, and in my tenure, we've opened up the Virginia Beach store and the Norfolk store. So that's the briefest history that I can give you guys. But you know, we been in Hampton Roads for 20 years. Last year, hopefully we last another 20 years.
I hope you guys do too. Because if you haven't been to Video Game Heaven, you need to come out here and actually look at them. They're awesome. So just what about you? What kind of history do you have? What made you think, you know what, I'm gonna be the face behind Video Game Heaven?
Well, I'm not actually the face. I used to be in the stores a lot more, but now we have a really good staff with us. All of my managers put in a lot of time and effort into the store. They are there to help you guys, you know, and most of them are friends with their customers. They're the real faces of Video Game Heaven. I'm just kind of like the office guy. But me personally, this was my first job, Video Game Heaven, back in 2005. Tammy, the original owner, hired me to, you know, clean the glass, stock the, you know, price games, that kind of stuff. And then I left to do other things, manager at a few different places. And so I've been in retail since I was 16, basically. But when Tammy passed away, her son inherited the company, and he was trying to really bring back the golden age of Video Game Heaven, because it kind of floundered for a couple of years there, and he really wanted someone who understood where we were coming from, that could lead us back onto the path we wanted to be on. And so he hired me back in 2012, and at first I was kind of hesitant about it, but I knew the keys to success for Video Game Heaven were getting back to our basics, which first and foremost is customer service. There's a ton of video game stores in the area. We pride on ourselves on the fact that we care about you guys, all of you. We care about what you're playing, what you want to play, what you're looking for. Besides customer service, we've really built up a culture of the company. T-shirts, stickers, And that's not just branding. That's, I mean, people buy and get that stuff for free because they support us in everything we do, which is like the trivia, the concerts, the giveaways, the events that we do with Dave and Buster's and O'Connor Brewing Company.
Oh, you work with O'Connor too?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
something new.
And we got a bunch of other events in the pipeline. I can't say too much now, but I'll give you guys a little hint. Tie-dye shirts.
Ooh.
So, but we got a lot of events coming up, and so the culture of Video Game Heaven was one of the things we really wanted to focus on, and bringing it back to where we came from, which is all of our customers are our friends,
Right.
because without them we wouldn't be anything.
So, so what is your specialty? I mean, I know you focus
What
on
is
the culture.
what is Video Game Heaven's specialty?
Yeah, what is Video Games Heaven? Excuse me, Video Game Heaven. Let me say it right because it's such an awesome place. Video Game Heaven's mindset, their specialty. What brings people through the doors to say, hey, what's up?
Retro games.
Retro games.
Retro games.
And again, if you haven't been to a Video Game Heaven, they've got everything you can possibly want.
Atari to PS4. We do it all.
If they don't have it, they can find it.
Nintendo's, Super Nintendo's, 64s, GameCube's, Sega's, the Genesis and Master System. I mean, we have it all. We try and carry everything. We've had Pong and Commodore 64. They come to us because there's other stores dabble in retro, but not the way that we do, man.
Right.
They don't. And with the other stores, we're often imitated but never replicated.
Oh yeah, this is such unique.
There's other stores out there that copy our trivias or concerts or our pricing models or what we're carrying and things like that. But they don't have the passion that we do. We live and breathe retro games. That's who we are. That's who we've always been. 30 years from now, when you can't find any of the games you grew up on, come back to Video Game Heaven.
So I mean, would that be what you would consider separates you from the competition out there in the world? Because there's the big corporate chains, there's the other small stores that are starting to branch out everywhere. So the difference that sets you apart.
Well, first and foremost, everything we sell is cheaper than our competition, and everything that we do with the trade-ins, we give more than our competition does.
Mm-hmm.
And they can, dispute those claims or whatever, but the fact remains we have more trade-ins than any other store outside of GameStop, obviously, because they're crazy popular.
National.
Yeah. It's hard to compete with big box businesses and things like that, but we pay more for all of our trade-ins. We sell things for less than they do. We want to get and that's the thing too. Anyone can talk about what games we sell. For us, it's not about selling games. It's getting the games into the hands of the people who want them. We want our gamers to play the games they want to play.
Right. I mean, that's
GameStop or other companies look at sales as like numbers. We look at when we have 4 Mario 64s, we're like, these are all going to go to loving households, kids or adults who want to play them. And so there's a mindset behind every sale, every purchase that we make and conduct. It's about you guys.
you guys,
You guys.
not this pretty face. You guys. Speaking of games and finding loving homes, what is your favorite game? What do you love to get home and just?
I get judged for my favorite game.
What is
My favorite game of all time is Alan Wake.
it? Really?
Yeah, I get judged on it because
I've yet to play that.
it's new and it wasn't a bomb, but it wasn't like game of the year or anything like that.
Right.
But for me, it's
Well, look, my favorite game is Chrono Cross, and it's,
Chrono Cross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the remake of Chrono Trigger, or the sequel to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm right there with you. Not a lot of people know that one.
Yeah, it's for me, it's just like X-Files meets Twin Peaks. It's very like supernatural, spooky, and I kind of dig that a lot. I have an X-Files tattoo right here. And a Twin Peaks tattoo actually. It's funny that I mentioned that. But if I had to choose favorite game of all time, it'd be Alan Wake. But if I had to choose favorite retro game, it would probably be Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Oh man, that's.
I've spent so many hours playing that with my cousins and my roommates and my friends. It's a classic game. It can't be beat. Of Ghoul Patrol, which is the unofficial sequel, is pretty damn good. But Zombies Ate My Neighbors is a classic, man.
But retro, throwback, all this other stuff. What's the future of video game heaven? What do you have that you really want to like look forward to that you can tell us? Obviously, we don't want you to spill your secrets just yet.
Yeah.
But if you could, we would totally be there.
We have 3 big ideas right now. We expanded into Virginia Beach and Norfolk, and it's always good to put stores in areas where people need them or want them, but it's always bad to expand too fast. And so for the next year or two, we really want to focus on building the customer base up in our current stores. We want more trade-ins. If you guys are watching this, please visit Video Game Heaven. Trade some stuff in, buy some stuff, see how our store operates. You guys are going to love it, I promise. So the first thing is we want to solidify our customer bases in our stores. The second thing is we really want to get back, we've already done a tremendous job, thanks to all my staff and all you guys supporting getting back into the culture of gaming. We're going to do more events with Dave & Buster's and OBC, and there's a couple other big things in the pipeline, including like the Tidewater Comic Con, which we're a proud sponsor of 2 years in a row now.
Check that out too.
Yeah, Tidewater Comic Con, check it out, it's great. We love those guys, and we love being a part of that. Those guys are like family. I wouldn't change it for the world. So like the Comic Con and the trivias and the events, and we're gonna start doing more things in house too, tournaments, parties. We in this store. This is the Norfolk store, by the way. We have like an art gallery up on the wall. Local artists can contribute like video game inspired art pieces. We do consignment and wholesale and stuff like that. It's real cool. We're really trying to branch out into a lot of different areas that really cement our place in the local culture. And that's obviously the most important thing to us. And the last stage for the next few years that we really want to focus on is guaranteeing that we remain the best at trade-ins and keeping our prices low. There's other companies that they'll pay you $5 for a $50 game. We pride ourselves on how fair we are with everything, and we want to maintain that. So that's the three big balloons for us. That's gonna fly us through the next couple of years.
Well, just one little oddball question left, and then we'll stop bugging you. Get back to running this multi-billion, wink wink.
I wish.
Industry that you have going on here. The demographics of each store.
Okay.
You've got 3 stores down here, 1 in Richmond.
We don't have 1 in Richmond.
No.
Not
yet. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Internet's a horrible thing. You got 3 stores out here in Hampton Roads. Obviously, you got your anchor store out there in Chesapeake.
Yep.
You've got the one out there in Virginia Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you got this beautiful store out here in Ghent.
Yep.
Do you notice like a difference in people coming to say this store for 64 games or the Chesapeake store for different types of like Super Nintendo games? Is there like I need to have more of this type of stuff at this store?
Absolutely. We don't do any inventory balancing, which means if we have 4 copies of a game in Norfolk, we don't send them to the other stores yet. And so because of that, we have noticed a trend in all 3 of our stores. Chesapeake gets a lot of the classic stuff, the retro stuff. They're getting Atari stuff, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, GameCube. They're getting a lot of like the retro Nintendo stuff, and they're doing really well in their trade-ins because they've been around 15 years. It takes a long time for people to realize where a store is before they stop in, but because they've been there so long, they really get that old gold is what we like to call it. Virginia Beach has been around about 2 years now.
Right.
And surprisingly, they get a lot of RPGs, a ton of them. Japanese RPGs, the classic PlayStation 1 RPGs, Final Fantasies, Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross. They get all kinds of RPGs all the time. So if you're ever looking for one of those, check out the Virginia Beach store. And then lastly, the newest store, which is Ghent in Norfolk, surprisingly gets the newest stuff. Xbox Ones, PS4s, we get all kinds of, new video games, new controllers. So if you're ever looking for, a cheaper alternative to getting the Xbox One games that you want, check out the Norfolk store because they have a wide selection of newer gaming systems and games. So.
Well, just a quick plug. for everything that you do.
Okay, cool.
And everything that you have going on outside of just your your beautiful stores and whatnot.
Right now, we have 3 stores. We have 3 stores, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, and Norfolk. Chesapeake's on Battlefield Boulevard, a block away from the hospital. Virginia Beach is on Lynnhaven Parkway, about 2 blocks south of the mall. And the Norfolk store, this one, is in the heart of Ghent, 2 doors down from Local Heroes Comics, and 3 doors down from Kogan's Pizza. All of our stores operate Monday through Saturday, 10 to 8, and Sunday, 10 to 6. You can follow us on Instagram at VG_heaven. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/videogameheaven. The first Wednesday of every month we do trivia at O'Connor's Brewing Company in Norfolk, and the second Wednesday of every month we do trivia at Dave & Buster's in Virginia Beach.
We've covered the Virginia Beach one a couple times.
Yeah, it's a good time. I'm always
check
excited.
out those videos.
I'm always excited when I see you guys out there because I know it's going to be a good night. But yeah, check out all the stores. Check out our Instagram again, VG_heaven, Facebook.com/videogameheaven. All of our news, trade-ins, events, all that stuff's posted online. So, appreciate it if you guys come out. Thanks for coming out and interrogating me.
It's our pleasure coming out. We're always about trying to. Why is there flooring behind?
Well, it's actually not flooring. It's like peg wall for displays you put hooks on and hang your items. We over ordered by accident, and I decided I wanted it in my office.
8 sheets right here.
Yeah, it's heavy, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe we'll have to open up another store.
Anywho, that's Nick from Video Game Heaven. I'm
Appreciate
Josh
it.
from the Backroom Crew. Just keep it right here. We're gonna bring all the coolness to you. And remember, like us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the whole shebang. And we love you guys. And come check out the beautiful, beautiful brand new store out here in Norfolk, Virginia. And again, keep us out of the back room.